Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to KT Confidential. This is episode 186. Today, I have the pleasure of Sylvia Richards, KT Realtor Extraordinaire, joining us. The topic today is selling in a buyer's market. And these three specific points we touch on are pricing, offers, and presentation. Enjoy the show. Hey, Sylvia.
Hello, Adrian.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm excited to have you here.
I'm excited to be here.
For those watching and or listening to this episode of KT Confidential, I've got Sylvia Richards here joining us. Sylvia is one of our realtors.
Yes.
And when did you start with us?
So officially September.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going on about
maybe
8 months now, something like that.
Yeah.
I've lost all track of time over the last couple of years.
I know.
My sense of time is gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thanks for joining.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Today, I wanted to talk to you and our audience about selling in a buyer's market, because that is what we're in.
That is what we're in. Absolutely.
And have been for a while now. It's transitioned pretty quickly. When do you see the change occur?
I would say probably, so what, we're into sort of mid-May now. I would say probably mid-April.
Yeah.
Beginning to mid-April.
That's when you saw
That's
a big
when
change?
I started noticing it.
Yeah, I think I started to see it much earlier. Like February, started to see more inventory.
Yes.
And then for sure, as the interest rates went up in March, then it really started to hit home.
Yeah.
Actually, I just read, I don't know when it was published, but I just read, leading up until today, I was reading mixed reviews about what the next Bank of Canada move will be.
Right.
And at one point I was hearing definitive 100% they were going to increase the rates again.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was before all the chaos. And then I heard that they may not, and they may hold it this time around.
Yeah.
Because of all the chaos. They didn't realize it would have such a big impact on the market. But then today I read that according to 30 economists, they are confident that we will see another 0.5% increase come June 1st.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. We'll see how that plays out. So that'll be this will be published after that occurs.
Right.
So that will be June 1st, which is the week prior to this.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens, and then we'll write about it.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
talk
a lot
to
of
me.
nervous people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you hearing from buyers, sellers, people you're speaking to? I think that's one of the best insights we have to kind of gauge the direction of the market.
Mm-hmm.
What are you hearing from buyers and sellers?
I'm hearing from buyers. I've worked with buyers that have recently purchased.
Yeah.
So they're sort of, I guess, disappointed that they didn't wait,
Right.
but we didn't know where this market was going.
Yeah.
So they had sort of just missed the drop,
Yeah.
right? And then, of course, I have sellers that have also missed that peak,
So
right?
everybody's regretting
So
their
everybody's
decisions.
regretting their decisions, right?
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. It's never, right? Real estate's never guaranteed.
Well, it's like any market, and we say it all the time. It's hard or almost impossible to predict.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting you bring that up, because I just updated the video on our homepage of our website to one of the recent podcasts that Ariel and I did.
Yeah.
Which was about buyer's remorse.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of buyers now who purchased 2 months ago and are closing soon. And now they could probably go from, very realistically, a townhouse,
Mm-hmm.
single garage townhouse, to a detached double garage in some cases.
Yeah.
If most certainly a single car detached.
Absolutely.
So I think a lot of sellers too are nervous if they haven't closed yet.
Yes.
Right? And buyers paid those prices, which are now considered high.
Yeah.
Have you heard
Yeah.
that from anybody?
I haven't, no. But I know the fear is absolutely there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the good news is it's a contractually binding contract, and they're obligated to fulfill that. So if they don't, there's usually pretty severe repercussions that typically are not worth risking.
No.
So today, selling in a buyer's market, there's 3 points that I want to touch on. First is price. or pricing.
Pricing, yeah.
Second is offers.
Yes.
And the third is the presentation.
Right.
Presentation being the way that the house
is presented.
And prepared and staged, etc. So to start with pricing, I think the biggest thing with that I was thinking of is mindset of not just homeowners, but real estate agents, because there are homes still on the market that I was comparing our listings to 3 months ago, saying, okay, well, what are they doing so that I know how to list our house? And till this day, we've sold 2-3 months ago. They're still on the market, still jumping around with prices and still haven't sold.
Right.
So that could be because of the realtor either in denial, perhaps, or they don't know how to convey the bad news to their client.
Right.
Some people are
afraid of that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
A lot of people don't like conflict, don't want to let their clients down because they had given them higher expectations before the change.
Yeah.
And then there's homeowners who said, well, my neighbor sold
2 months ago for $300,000 more.
Yeah, they don't realize how much can or has occurred in 2 months.
Yeah.
So pricing is really important, as we have seen. And I think the biggest tip for that I can say is just to stay in a market that's declining, it has a downward trend of value. You have to price ahead of it. So that a price you list your home at today may seem low and hard to swallow. And it's hard to see your house go for that price. But in 2 weeks, you'll look back and be like, now they're selling for $10,000 less than that.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of that.
Yeah.
So
especially now, for sure. Now you're seeing homes selling for less than listing price.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So what would you do as a realtor to help convey that message, the importance of that?
Well, I think it's very important to educate your clients, right, about what's going on in the market, especially in their immediate area, because you have to compare, you have to compare homes to sort of where they're selling at, right? There's no point comparing our prices to Toronto or Cambridge.
Yeah.
But you need to be realistic too, right? About, how is the home going to present itself? And if homes in that neighborhood are going for a certain price, then you have to sort of, be aggressive, stick to that price point because, you can, ask for more, but then how many serious buyers are you going to get that will come through?
Well, you recently had a client who started off with very high expectations.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounded like it was hard to convey anything otherwise to them.
Yeah.
But they very quickly, kind of after listing, realized what was happening. Is that right?
They totally realized, yeah. And it was sort of a shock to the system. And it's when we had listed, it was like literally that, like it was like overnight. These changes started happening. We went from having 13 homes on the market to like 30 homes on the market in 2 days, right? So so lots of competition. And unless you have a home that really stands out, is in a neighborhood that's, very sought after or has that, beautiful backyard, it's buyers definitely have the upper hand now for sure.
Yeah. Well, that leads into the other conversation is offers in the strategy of what approach do you take? Because for most of the last few years, it's always been, for the most part, price it very low, just an arbitrarily low number, pull a number out of a hat, doesn't matter, $1, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And you schedule an offer date and a presentation time, and you get as many people through the door as you can, try to get as many people to fall in love with the house, and get as many offers on the offer night. Yeah. So price wasn't as important then. What was more important then was your ability to make the house very presentable, get in front of a lot of people through, preliminary advertising, coming soon ads, stuff like that, and then knowing how to negotiate when the offers came in. Whereas now, pricing has become a much more important part of that.
Yeah.
Because buyers, if you're priced incorrectly, they're just not coming.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
And the other side of it too is if you're pricing low, like truly low, buyers still are like, are they expected? There's a lot of weird things happening.
Yeah. Because just a couple months ago, that was what was happening. That was the going thing, right? All the homes were underpriced because they knew that there's tons of buyers out there, not enough inventory. We're going to get multiple offers. There's going to be bidding wars.
Yeah.
So they were being priced low.
Well, now there's a number of houses I'm watching for clients, and we're seeing most of the ones that are holding offers are not selling.
No.
I'm not selling on the
No.
offer night. The vast majority of them. And the confusing thing is so when they're doing that, the mindset is that one would assume they think that price is low and they're
Right.
hoping for more.
Yes.
But after the offer night, they don't change the price.
Right.
Right?
Right. So you're there with the notion that I'm going to put pressure on these serious buyers. I'm going to get them in, but really you're not really offering them more than the guy next door that's
Right.
priced at what it should be priced at.
Yeah. Well, there was one in Hamilton that we were watching. Didn't sell on the offer night. A few days later, I went in with my clients, saw the property. They wanted to submit an offer on it. So I did a valuation. And I did at that time say, okay, this price low.
Yeah.
So I made a suggestion of a price. I think that was around 30,000, 40,000 more.
Mm-hmm.
And by all accounts, that was a very, very fair number. That's realistic. I would say that was, if you had 4 people appraise the house within
It
a
would
few
have
thousand
been-
bucks, that was very accurate. But the seller wanted another 50,000. So I think we were like 730 and they wanted 780. And the realtor said if they don't get it, they're just going to pull the listing. And a few days later, they did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Which is crazy to think, right?
yeah,
It's not a big, large amount, right? And to pull a listing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
to some, I think the challenge, and that'll be interesting to see, because there are a lot of houses on the market that sellers don't need to sell.
Right.
They're just hopeful
Absolutely.
that they could have gotten what the peak of the market
Exactly.
was able to fetch. And but that's adding to the problem because it's excessive inventory.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think we'll see some of those come off the market soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that will help.
Yeah, because going back to your point, when I was looking this morning, there's tons that have been on the market, like 50 days. I've seen one, I think it was 51 or 52 days on the market.
Yeah.
And not much, they're not doing anything with the price,
No.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
It'll be an
so
interesting
sellers
summer.
don't need to sell. They're just trying to see how much they can get.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
So withholding offer or with offer strategies, option 1, price it right, take offers anytime.
Yeah.
Or price it high, take offers anytime, whatever.
Yeah.
Option 2, price low, schedule a date.
Yes.
Option 2 typically doesn't work, but there are exceptions. Steve Cicchetto, for the audience, one of our realtors, listed a house not long ago, 200 Giddings Crescent, and it was a very unique home.
Mm-hmm.
So this is in the suburbs of Milton. It was unique because it was on a massive lot, an enormous pie-shaped lot backing onto green space, so 2 unique characteristics. And it had a beautiful pool, saltwater pool. I think it even had waterfalls and all this.
It
fancy
did.
stuff.
It had a waterfall. Not only did it have the pool, but it still had ample space, green space, right? So you could still play soccer. They could throw the ball around.
I think there
right?
was still more
It
green
was-
space than hardscaping,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was very nice.
Yeah. So when you have a property like that, it's unique, right? Properties like that, you don't see them come on the market very often.
Yeah.
So property like that, you definitely want to have an offer night because you want to put the pressure on and you want to get people to. So you want to attract those serious buyers, right?
Yes.
You don't want to have people that are just don't have anything to do on the weekend and let's go
Right.
house looking.
Exactly. So with that one, Steve decided to price it low and hold offers, and that strategy worked very well. I think they ended up selling for, I don't remember how much it was now, but they did very well with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in a market where most houses don't work that way. But when you have a unique home like that and you think your home can draw some extra attention, it's something to consider.
Yeah.
In that case, I think they actually got preemptive bully offers.
Yeah.
Right?
I
think
remember.
they sold early. So
Yeah.
it does still happen, but if you have an average run-of-the-mill type of home that's relatively easy to replace, probably don't want to do that.
Right. I agree.
And then the big one that I think is most important is presentation.
Now for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas before, I know the term people say, oh, a house will sell itself.
Yeah.
Before that might have been the case, but now that will become a little bit more difficult, right?
Yeah. So, and here's how it works. I think, so presentation is always important, because if you can pull on the heartstrings of somebody and get them excited about the house, even in a market where houses, air quote, sell themselves, the ones that do it properly still sell for more.
Yes.
And when you're negotiating hundreds of thousands of dollars into the millions, by doing things properly, you can usually easily sell for an extra $5, $10, $20, $30, $50, $100,000.
Yeah.
So I think it's always important, but now it's more important from the sense that you are competing against 30 homes.
Right.
So why are people going to go to your home?
Exactly.
And the challenge now is, in a market where there's no homes, everybody gets to see it. And then everybody gets to bid on it. In the market where there's 30, 40, 50 comparable homes, you may only get through 5 people. And then maybe you get an offer, but you didn't get in front of everybody, because you can only see, how many homes would you show in a day?
Oh, wow. For me, my rule is about 5. I mean, I've shown 7 because it was out of town and we were already there. But I think you can't bombard them with too many, because by the time we get to the 5th, 6th, you forget what the first one looks like, right?
Okay.
And I mean, we always take pictures and always take notes, because I tell them you will forget.
Yes.
But yeah, you can only see so many in a day. And then the excitement is gone too, right? Because now you're sort of forgetting what it is that you're looking for, what's important to me. Everything's mismatched. I think.
Well, and it's funny because even the house of the 7 you saw, even the one that you loved,
you'll
forget things
you'll
about it.
forget what you liked about it.
Oh no, that wasn't the one with the pool. It was the other one had the pool. Or that one had the finished basement. Everyone
Yeah.
So I agree. So the answer is somewhere in that 5 to 7 range, comfortably.
Yeah.
I've shown more, but it was, because we had to.
Yeah.
Out of town, whatever, busy schedules, lots of reasons. But let's say there's 30 on the houses on the market, which is easy.
Oh, for sure.
Probably low.
Yeah.
And you get this week, the only day you have to go out is Wednesday.
Yeah.
You're going to see 5 houses. There's 25 houses you haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
So the question is, when your realtor's booking your appointments, which houses do they choose?
Yeah, you're going to choose the ones that look the best.
Yeah, you're going to pick the ones that you get most excited about.
Yeah.
You're not going to pick the one that's empty, vacant, and doesn't look very nice. You're going to pick the one that's staged really well, that gets you excited.
That's right.
And on that first day, you see 5 houses, you may fall in love and buy one.
Yeah.
And there are 25 houses that went unseen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know why I was sad. The first thing that came to mind there was such a weird thing to think of. I was thinking of adopting pets, and it's like you've got 30 cute little puppies, but you only got to see 5, and you picked one. All these other ones didn't get
left behind. Poor puppies.
Yeah. So, but that's the reality of it, right? There may have been a dozen other homes that were really good options.
Yeah.
But you didn't even see them.
Yeah.
And that's, you're happy because you found a house and you bought it, and it's a house that you love.
Yeah.
But the homeowner that didn't take the extra time to make theirs shine lost out.
Yeah.
So I think presentation is always important.
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Can you think of any other, outside of real estate, any products that you appreciate the packaging and presentation of, that maybe there's something that's the only reason you buy it is because of the experience of opening it up?
Gosh, you're talking to somebody that hates shopping, and I'm not a girly girl. So, but I'm sure. Like, I mean, even like things like perfumes and stuff, right? Yeah. When I'm buying perfume, I'm always attracted to the bottle first. I don't know what it's going to smell like, but I'm attracted to the bottle, right? So I'm going to smell the ones that look pretty first.
Yeah. Because you assume it smells pretty.
That's right. Right. Well, same like shoes. You're buying shoes. You don't know if they're going to be comfortable. You don't know if your toes are going to be crammed. But they look pretty, so you're going to try them on.
Yeah. Actually, that's a really good one, because you may see a house online that looks amazing and gets you excited. You see that it's smaller than what you want, but you still try it on. You still go see it.
Yeah.
And maybe it does work for you.
Yeah.
I've had people that.
But you wouldn't notice that house if it didn't present itself nicely online.
No, you'd
You just
see
miss
an
it. You
ugly
just-
house that's too small.
Yeah. And especially because I find like the first picture is usually of the exterior, right?
Yes.
Especially now when spring, summer's coming, spend that extra money, even if it's $100 or $200. Get that landscaping done. Get yourself some nice planters, because that is the first picture you're going to see,
Yeah.
right? If your garage needs a little paint job, paint your garage because the paint's peeling because you're facing the sun. They're minimal things, but that's the first impression that people have of your home, right?
Yeah.
If they see an ugly exterior, you can only imagine what the interior is going to look like.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
for me, I enjoy wine.
Yes,
I'm not
I
a
do too.
connoisseur by any means.
Yes,
I
we had
don't-
this discussion before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I couldn't tell you a whole lot about what I'm drinking.
Yeah.
Other than I thoroughly enjoy it.
Yes.
And why I enjoy it or why I don't. I don't know where it's from. I can't taste, the vintage and all
No.
that craziness. But, from a packaging perspective and labels, the other day I bought a Malbec. And
Yes.
I'm not a fan of Malbec
Yeah.
generally. And I didn't really enjoy the bottle, to be frank. But I saw it and I hadn't had one for a while. And I
The
just
label
simply
appealed to
loved
you.
the label. So I bought it. And, in everything we do, it's super important.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, absolutely. No, presentation is definitely important.
yeah. Well, that's all I had to talk about.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's your day going?
So far, so good.
Good. You got a busy weekend lined up.
I do have a busy weekend lined up.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Hockey season. Both my boys are hockey. Well, one has decided to, now that he's in high school, he's decided to quit hockey. So now it's all about football. But the younger one, football season's done, hockey season's done, tryouts are done. So now it's all about football.
Yeah.
So now I have two boys playing rep football for the Oakville Titans.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy. My kids
Yeah.
are too young to be, well, I guess I could get them involved in more. I've got swimming lessons
yeah.
and that's it.
You wait. You have girls. Girls
Yeah.
like doing the dance and gymnastics.
Well, I
That's
want to
a
get
lot
them
of-
into karate or something self-defense wise.
Yeah.
I think that would be good for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
that would be good. I did taekwondo growing up.
Did you?
I did.
My wife did. I think she did taekwondo also.
Yeah.
She was competitive.
Oh.
Yeah,
oh.
she was really good.
She can kick you.
She
butt.
threatens me.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
When I'm out of line, she threatens me. When we first met, she would do certain things like to my wrist and stuff, and I'd just be like, "Stop it! Like that shit hurts." Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I think those are all great skills for kids.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
good.
For
Well,
sure.
you have a fun, busy weekend. Hopefully, you have nice weather for it.
I think so. I think we're supposed to have. I think Sunday's supposed to be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have plans?
Yeah, my brother's coming down.
Nice.
He lives in Huntsville.
Yes. You went to see him last weekend.
I went to see my dad.
Oh, okay. So he was
Yes,
there. Okay.
he lives in Tiny. My brother's in Huntsville. I have two brothers in Huntsville. So Dan, my younger brother, he's coming with his daughter and son, so my niece and nephew, and they're coming tonight.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and the reason is it was my niece's birthday a week ago. So my
Yeah.
wife, Alicia, she's going to take our daughter and our niece for pedicures tomorrow morning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very
and
nice.
Dan and I are going to hang out and drink.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
and catch up.
You gonna
so
play some guitar?
I
You
have a
gonna
guitar.
Keep the neighbors up? You
No.
did that one time. I remember.
We did?
Yeah, you did.
Well, the guy that played the guitar got deported.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's a conversation for another podcast.
That sounds
I don't have any guitar players in the house anymore.
Okay.
But I do have a guitar, and so maybe I'll
You don't
maybe
play
I'll
the
keep
guitar?
you up tonight. No.
Why do you have a guitar if you don't play the guitar?
Uh,
You just want to
I-
look
no,
cool. You want to
Alicia
look like a
said
musician.
she wanted to learn the guitar one year,
Okay.
so I bought it for her for Christmas, but I didn't get her lessons.
Ah.
So it's been
yeah.
a running joke that I'm not good at buying gifts.
Yeah.
So we've got
Yeah.
the guitar sitting down there collecting.
I got a
dust.
ukulele when COVID
Really?
first started. Yeah. Because I'm
And?
like, we're going to learn how to play the ukulele. No, I couldn't get my fingers. Like,
The ukulele, what is
stretch.
that's a little
That's
that's a
a
little
little,
the
yeah.
little guitar.
little
Did you
guitar.
hold it up here like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But my fingers just didn't twist properly. I don't know. I
Interesting.
couldn't.
Yeah, that's my hard the hard part is
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah.
the whole thing is
It was too much
difficult.
focus on the fingers.
Yeah.
Too much focus on this hand and not enough on this hand.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, there's a goal
Yeah.
for the summer. We both
it.
learn a stringed
You learned the
instrument.
guitar, yeah.
All right, we'll
know.
have a concert. Okay. That's it. Well, thank you for joining.
Well, thank you for having me.
And have a good weekend.
Yes, you too. Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening or watching episode 186 of KT Confidential. If you enjoyed the podcast today, Make sure you subscribe and leave a comment, because that's how we understand how the message is received. If you're enjoying what we're talking about, maybe you have a topic you'd like us to discuss. And thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. New episodes every Monday at 6. Or was it 6:30? Ian? 6:30. 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock every Monday.